Welcome, people of the internet. This is Geek Rating Review, where we talk about everything geek culture and geek related. My name is Jean-Marc, and I talk.
My name's Nick. We talk about food, too.
I was born in one, Jean-Marc, because I'm his littlest brother, David. Are we doing like the actual intro? Just us starting to be the intro.
I could always...
We'll have a pre-recorded intro, and then we can do like a stupid cold open.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we could just roll into it.
Because literally no one knows anything about Nick or I.
Yeah. So, Nick, go ahead. Start with the first topic. Is that cool? I mean, I'm recording already, so...
I'm a fat, long-haired, bearded, bespectacled nerd that likes all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
I've known Jean-Marc for like 20 years.
Probably, yeah. Somewhere around there.
99, maybe?
Yeah, whenever you showed up in Midland, yeah.
Yeah. And we talked about nerdy stuff in PE and lunch. So that's it. That's my history with Mr. Game Rating Review.
Mm-hmm.
And David was 8th grade when I was a senior?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Hanging out with seniors and not knowing anyone in my class.
What a popular guy. Oh.
I know.
That was me in 8th grade. I did that.
Oh.
Really?
Me too. I was so cool. In high school, never got picked on once. Everyone liked me and I had millions of friends. It was great.
I did things in high school that I don't talk about. I don't do them anymore. My topic is movie related. Do you think this Charles Manson movie Quentin Tarantino's making is going to be good?
Is this the one with Brad Pitt in it?
Yes. DiCaprio, I think, too.
Yeah, I think DiCaprio's in it too. I don't know much about it.
If it is, I'm of two camps. If it's just a basic true crime movie, I think Tarantino can't make that.
That's true.
Wait,
he can't. He cannot make just a basic true crime movie. If it was a David Fincher movie, I'd be like, I'll be in line, I'll have advance tickets and all that. But if it's just like a goofy take on the Sharon Tate murders, that's scary because Tarantino is not known for treating women well in his movies.
Wait. What are you even talking about?
He's making a movie about the Sharon Tate murders.
It's called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yes.
Are you sure that's what it's about?
That's what it's about, buddy.
Well, okay, here's the description I found. In 1969, Los Angeles, a former Western star and his longtime stunt double struggle to find success in Hollywood that they don't recognize anymore.
And it's around the Tate murders.
So, is the Tate murders just a coincidence of what's going on with their characters?
I don't know. That's what worries me. If this is a basic Tarantino, just a comedy of errors, and they stumble upon this cult, Manson cult or something, I don't know.
Yeah, it
got me worried.
It comes out July 26th next year. But people are calling it the Manson movie. But they said it only focuses on that for not the whole movie, maybe?
I don't know. I'm really worried about it because this is still a sore subject in American pop culture because she was pregnant and a lot of people died in that house.
She's very up and coming too.
Very up and coming. She had a famous husband, Roman Polanski, who was also had his problems.
No, you know way more about this than I do. I don't know anything about this.
You didn't know he was married to Roman Polanski?
No, I didn't know any of this. I don't even know. I never looked on any.
The reason I know so much about Charles Manson is because of a podcast you recommended to me called Crap Dang It. What's it called?
Crap Dang It is pretty good, actually.
I know. It's very well done. No, it's the one that talks about old Hollywood, though.
Oh, Hollywood and Crime?
No. It just talks about old Hollywood in general. Shoot. You don't remember what it's called, Jamal? Let me.
Was it off of? I heard it off of Bizarre States, but I don't remember what it's called.
I'm gonna look it up and I'll
Great.
get back to you.
Great.
Because it taught me a lot about people I've only heard about in name and not no other way.
So I'm sorry you had such a small knowledge base on my topic, Jamal.
Yeah, I can only go off of Quentin Tarantino's competency as a director.
But what I'm saying is, if it's a true crime film, I got problems with that. If it's a comedy of errors movie where, like a Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs, something like that, where it's just like a backdrop to his story, then that probably would be good.
Because he did take Inglourious Bastards and make a good movie out of it, I think, personally. And that's
that is
a true
an alternate
story.
history thing.
That is.
So I assume he's going to do that with this movie, where I could see him having Catherine Tate as a main character, maybe not a background character, and then having the murder take place along with other things happening in the narrative. It's just connected somehow. It might not be the main focus of the movie, but it's something that might be a catalyst or a MacGuffin to move the plot forward or something. I don't know. We haven't even seen trailers yet, and we're speculating on this movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen trailers. Like, I vaguely know what you're talking about. I really haven't seen any trailers about it, though. This might be a controversial statement, but I'm not the biggest Quentin Tarantino fan.
That's okay.
That's okay. I just didn't know that about you. You're no longer my brother, by the way.
I own every film he's ever made, but I can see how somebody doesn't appreciate it, or not appreciate it, because everybody can appreciate it, but be a fan. Like I'm a Tarantino fan, and I'm also a Scorsese fan.
Yeah.
But I don't like everything Scorsese's ever done.
Yeah.
I guess I can say I get it. I just don't enjoy it nearly as much as everyone else does.
Well, what movies have you watched by him, then, that gave you that opinion?
Inglourious, pretty much all the ones y'all said.
Okay, here's a better question. Are you a fan of cinema pre-1960?
Yes.
Like what?
Well, you put me on the spot.
No, I know you like. I know you like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, Hitchcock. Yeah, the first thing that popped in my head was.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's pre 1960, but
like Lolita, it's like Kubrick and Hitchcock and Lolita and. I think Casablanca is the most overrated film ever made.
Really?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
I mean, you're not. I wouldn't say like it's a movie that is spoilable.
No. She gets on the plane in the end.
I mean, yeah. Oh no, you ruined it. Why would you ever watch it?
Why is Wario talking to me instead?
Yeah, David, is it really taking you this long?
I'm still investigating that podcast because it's gonna drive me crazy if I don't figure it out.
It's been like 4 minutes, dude. Like, what are you doing?
I am multitasking.
Yeah, okay.
Breakfast at Tiffany's? Come on, guys.
That's the name of the podcast? Breakfast at Tiffany?
No, I was saying more movies.
Okay. But I think a person that doesn't like classic cinema but it's harder to like Tarantino if you're not.
I think it's more like
it's
over the top violence and gore. It turns me off because I don't appreciate that as much as.
Do you like that in horror?
No, not really. I don't like slasher films at all. Because they're just you're gonna die. Okay, I'm dead.
But David, you watched every single Friday the 13th.
Those were horror comedies, slasher comedies. That's different.
Are you Tommy Wiseauing the? Oh, David, it's called "You Must Remember This Podcast," the podcast you're looking for.
Yeah, you're right. It is. You must remember this. You're right.
I'm not going to tell you how I knew that, but.
I'm glad you remembered it.
Yeah.
I don't think you did remember it.
What? My wife's not here.
I don't listen to it anymore, so I wasn't able to find it.
David, what? It took her like 2 seconds. What could have taken you so long?
Well, because I'm not subscribed to it anymore. so I didn't know where it was.
First Quentin
God,
Tarantino, now this.
I didn't know you can unsubscribe from the podcast. I have 103 subscriptions.
No. Oh, I'm subscribed to all kinds of stuff. But did you watch like Django Unchained and
I haven't seen Django. It did look good. I just haven't seen it.
The Hateful Eight.
No.
Oh, man. Watch Django first.
Definite. Django's a better movie. I mean, did you see like Reservoir Dogs or
Jackie
I
Brown.
think
Pulp
I
Fiction?
did actually see Reservoir Dogs.
I haven't seen Reservoir Dogs in so long. I wanted
Okay,
to
I
watch
say
it.
that, but I feel like there are films of his I've seen that I did appreciate. So I don't know. Maybe it's just those specific over-the-top gore violence films. I don't know.
Well, he's only made a couple of those.
Okay. Because Kill Bill is like comically over the top.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to look like an anime.
Right.
That scene
like,
in,
that does it
on purpose is supposed to look like an anime. And then that's why there's the switch to black and white when the fight starts
Mhm.
on purpose. So
Right.
it looks like pages out of an old manga.
That's cool.
But but I can see how the over-the-topness of it would turn you off.
I don't think he's going to handle the source material of this new movie with any. You know, it's Quentin Tarantino. He always has a goofy. I don't want to say goofy, but he's always doing something that's humorous in his movies. So
He doesn't finesse a script.
yeah,
It's going to be
'Cause
in your face. It's going to be hardcore, and that could push people's buttons.
yeah.
Exactly.
Like if he shows the actual murder, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Like
that doesn't
would
need to
be.
happen.
Yeah.
Because she was pregnant.
Right.
We don't need that.
But I could say that I actually think he is evolving as a filmmaker, and that he's learning from stuff he's done and taking more risks narratively, especially with Hateful Eight, because it was a lot of dialogue.
I would say,
whole movie's dialogue.
You're a TV fan, I'm sure.
Yeah.
A bottle episode. The Hateful Eight was a bottle episode. One setting, one room.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
I actually
wanted to shoot that
wanted-
movie in the style that he did with these 70-year-old Panavision cameras, and it looked incredible.
It did look awesome. It was visually amazing.
I actually did want to watch a movie. I was not aware that was a Tarantino film.
Yes, it's really good.
Oh, I also don't like classic Western movies at all. I hate them, and I think they're boring. So
I think there's about 10 that you would really like.
I liked the one that I did like.
I can give you a list of 10 that you would really like.
I liked Tombstone. Was the first movie I liked.
El Diablo, I liked, but that was more of a. I don't even remember it honestly. I'm thinking about it. What about Shazam?
Shazam is not a Western. What are you talking about?
I mean, not Shazam. The guy, the actor played in a Western. I don't remember what it was called. It was stupid.
I actually did really like Shazam a lot as a child. I thought it was a great, fun movie as a kid. And I wanted a radio that would give me a genie and grant me wishes.
You're thinking of Kazam, not Shazam.
Kazam.
Same thing. One had
superhero.
One had what's his name in it. Had that other comedian in it. It's not a real movie.
Three Amigos.
No, Three Amigos is great. Oh yeah, I love Three Amigos. I guess that is a Western. Mm-hmm. And Blazing Saddles, awesome, awesome movie.
Really what about?
You need to see 310 to Yuma. You need to.
I saw the remake to 310 to Yuma and I liked it.
It's really good.
I love the remake. I'm loving Western movies now, like the one with the oil or something.
Oh, There Will Be Blood?
Yeah, There Will Be Blood was great. And 310 to Yuma. And the other one, that was a remake of the Where the Guy Talked Like This the Whole Time or whatever.
Oh, True Grit. Yeah,
True Grit was awesome. Man, that was so
Grit.
good.
Was that Jeff Bridges?
Yeah, that was Jeff Bridges. Yeah, that was so good.
That's Coen Brothers.
Oh yeah.
They're another one, like, I like some of theirs and I don't like, because it actually made me think of No Country for Old Men. I didn't like that movie nearly as much as I like True Grit.
The reason
No Country for Old Men is, I love that movie.
I didn't know if I liked it, but then I just kept thinking about it. Like 3 weeks later, I was still thinking about that movie. And I was like, well, if I must have liked it if I'm still pondering what it meant and all the visuals that were in it. And that freaking villain was amazing, or whatever you would call him.
He's a monster. He's
crazy.
I keep forgetting he's in so many other movies as the bad guy too.
Yeah,
that specific actor.
So,
okay.
I have just to end it. I'm gonna be optimistic. I mean, I would be changing topics, but Christopher Nolan did disappoint me in his last movies. I mean, one or two, true. I think, and I had faith in him. So I mean,
wait, Dunkirk?
Oh, I hadn't seen Dunkirk actually.
Oh, me neither.
Buddy,
yeah,
you need to see that. Like, turn your speakers all the way up because that is a quiet movie except for the planes and bombs and bullets. There's not a lot of dialogue. That is a fascinating movie. It's not the visual showcase that Dark Knight is or Interstellar is. It's a really personal movie, even though there's multiple storylines.
Yeah,
that it's flipping back and forth between. It's really, really engaging. It's like a grunge song. It's quiet then loud.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, I just forgot about it. I mean, it's always like in my periphery. I just never think to watch it. But man, Inception was not Inception. I love Inception. Interstellar was just so boring to me. It
was 45 minutes too long.
Yeah, McConaughey's acting in it is unbelievable. I think his acting was really, really good in it. But I
think just like throwing it out there, I think McConaughey has one of my favorite acting performances ever in Dallas Buyers Club.
I haven't seen that yet either.
You need to see that.
Yeah. I saw stuff around that. Like, I saw the one where he's, like, hunting for gold or whatever. I saw that movie. No one watched that movie. That one came out semi-recently. But, yeah, I need to see it. I heard it was really good from a lot of people.
Definitely.
So, all right, David.
That's why he was so skinny in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah. Wolf of Wall Street was so good.
Yeah, that's why he looked like a skeleton in that movie, because he was just coming off the Dallas Buyers Club where he lost all kinds of weight.
David, have you seen Wolf of Wall Street? Oh, man, I think you'd like it a lot. I actually think you'll like it a lot.
There's a lot of F-bombs in that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of F-bombs.
It's funny because, like, a lot of these films that I haven't seen that we've discussed, a lot of them have DiCaprio in it, and I don't think that's for a reason. It's just something I noticed. Between, like, some of his better performances, too.
I think he's only got 2 bad performances.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Great Gatsby and The Beach.
And not Titanic.
Titanic was one of the worst acting I've ever seen come out of it.
I never count Titanic. It's just like this big thing on the back. It's not a movie.
It's an experience.
Yeah. No, it's like a Six Flags ride. It's not something that you're supposed to sit in your living room and watch it on TBS on a Wednesday night. It's something that we got to experience in 97 or 96, whenever it came out. Was it 97?
Yeah, it sounds right.
I was very young, so it had to be.
Yeah, but it was something for the time. It shouldn't be remembered as much as it is.
It was the Terminator of the 1990s.
It was the Terminator.
It was more Terminator than Terminator 3 that I think came out in the 90s.
And also, I think the first movie I've ever seen, dude who does all the Tim Burton movies. Wow. People are going to judge me really hard right now. You know his name, you're just not saying it.
Wait, what are you talking? The Cap?
Johnny Depp, yep.
Oh, Johnny Depp. Yeah, I didn't know what he was talking about. Okay, are we done with that topic?
Yeah, well, that's the problem with movie topics. We can talk about them.
Oh, I know. I was like, man, we're kind of spiraling out of control, but that's
well,
fine.
I have 2 possible spinoff topics because of what we just talked about.
Dang,
They're
David.
both separate topics that I picked way before.
David, just pick one. Why do you keep asking us stuff?
Jeez,
just pick one.
If we're doing one per podcast.
God, it's like you guys are related, man.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Quite like brothers.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with number 2. It's the more psychological.
You just had to bring up poop again in this podcast.
Huh?
I said you had to bring up poop again in this podcast.
I do have to bring poop.
He's making it sound like he's got a big whiteboard behind him.
He should.
Pointing at it with a laser pointer.
Yeah.
Look, there's this. Okay, so we mentioned briefly scary movies, so that's my segue. So, what is it about scary movies that make people want to watch them? Someone actually legitimately asked this question to me, and I had to sit there and think about it. for people who don't like being scared, for people who don't enjoy,
Whoa! Drop-
whoops, for
drop your
people who
pen.
don't
It was a
enjoy,
ghost.
yeah, ghosts throwing things around the bedroom, and just things popping out and freaking you out. Which not every horror movie is about that, but like, what is it about scary movies that draws people in to like want to watch them and keep them coming back for more? I know Jamont. I know you like scary movies.
I have a very easy answer to that, actually.
Really?
Yep.
Because like when I go home at night and it's rainy, I want to watch a scary movie.
Yes.
But I feel like there's different reasons for different people. So I guess it's more of an open-ended question.
Well, my answer is because I also do haunted house, and Halloween ended up becoming like my favorite holiday. It used to be Christmas, and autumn and Halloween are becoming like my favorite times of year now, just because the weather's perfect. The reason I love watching horror movies, and I like going to horror houses, spooky houses.
It all comes out.
Whoa.
A different topic.
Yeah. So if you ever go to a horror house, you have to tip them. The simple answer is it's fun. I have a lot of fun watching horror movies because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know where the scares are going to come from, and you're sitting there in anticipation of like what's going to happen. And that's why I like going through the spooky houses, just because you don't know who's going to jump out at you, and it's fun to sit in that anticipation, and you're kind of daring the movie to scare you. Like, okay, how scary are you going to be? And you sit back with that expectation, or at least that's what I do. I sit back and wait for it to affect me, and that to me, that's how I kind of quantify good horror movies. Even if the acting's kind of bad sometimes, if they scare me good or if they're funny, then I'm like, yeah, that was a great movie. I had fun, watching Jason, chase these people around. Or like the first Halloween movie is great because they build that anticipation of Mike Myers following her around, and you never know when he's going to pop out and stab her, or when he's going to get her. So the whole time I'm watching any horror movie, that's what I'm going through. So yeah, I just think it's fun.
I think it's two things. I think it's fun, simple answer, but I also think there's that human emotion of like watching, like wanting to see the car, watching the train crash, seeing how far the media can go. I think like two good examples would be like the Evil Dead remake.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Which I love that remake. It's really good, but it's hard to watch if you're squeamish.
Yeah.
And then like the psychological horror would be the complete opposite. It's that build up. It's that anticipation for that endorphin release at the moment where where you're meant to be.
Yeah, like Babadook.
Scared.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I didn't really like Babadook. I didn't.
Well, that's the reason I like watching the original It, and I still, to an extent, like it better than the new It. The new It's great. Like, I really enjoyed the new It. But the thing about the original is it was less about the, gore or just like the jump scares. It didn't even have any that I could think of at the moment. Or it was really a true like jump scare moment.
The shower drain.
Yeah, but he didn't like just instantly.
Yeah, he didn't jump at the camera.
You
saw
him
slow and intentional. Yeah.
The clown genuinely disturbed me in the first one. Like, especially when I was younger watching it for the first time. Oh, he could jack me up whenever he wants to. And
I think that goes along with the Tim Curry performance.
Oh, absolutely.
That is what I was leading into, because Tim Curry just did such an amazing job of being like manipulative and daunting and just messing with them psychologically and disturbing. And the new It
disturbing.
and the new It is disturbing, but my roommate and I actually were talking about this. It's more like a mad dog charging you versus like someone messing with your mind to get what they want.
Yes.
It wasn't as focused or kid as it was in the original TV movie.
Right.
It was more like, here's what you're scared of.
Yeah.
Right in their face, as opposed to the build-up that it was with the Tim Curry performance, where it's like, here, I'm showing you what you're scared of, but I'm not slamming you with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them was
That-
jumping at you, the other one was waving at you. You know,
Yeah.
it was always going, "Hey, I'm scary over here." You know, and you just sit and watch and be like, "Oh man, you are scary." Oh my gosh.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess just more of the reason that why I brought that question up in the first place is because some people just have this stigma of people who don't like being scared, or like there's something mentally wrong with people who enjoy horror movies because they like being disturbed or they like being scared. I don't know. But I agree with both of y'all on a certain extent. It's
But there's
definitely
people that'll listen to true crime podcasts that don't watch horror films.
that I do both. I do like true.
Yeah,
crime
me
stuff.
too.
Yeah. Me three.
I guess the reality of horror as opposed to the fantasy horror of motion pictures and
Right.
comics and movies and books and stuff.
Well, I've been watching The Keepers documentary. It's a new one on Netflix, and it's really messed up. And
I started it, I didn't finish it.
it's crazy. And I'm finding I watched that one in The Staircase recently, and I'm finding when I'm watching it, I'm just like on the edge of having a panic attack watching true crime because it really happened, and it upsets me that there's real evil in the world. And when I'm watching horror movies, I could take myself out of that mindset and be like, I'm safe. I know and when they jump at me, it's only like for a split second. And then when that's done, I'm like, oh yeah, that was just fun, or yeah, that was whatever, because I feel safe the whole time. But when I'm watching like true crime, I'm just upset the whole time. I'm just like, this sucks. They suck. I can't believe this happened. I can't believe people are like this. It's just a different experience altogether.
Yeah. That's the thing that sucks about paranormal movies is like, even if you don't believe in ghosts, you're like, well, it could be true. This could possibly happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I think I told you, Mark, I don't like ghost stories. I just don't. They don't do anything for me.
Yeah, I disagree. I think ghosts used to freak me out too because, like David said, it would. To me, that's more believable than a slasher film. Even though slasher films, you could say, came from true crime stuff that happened.
Yeah, psychopathy is more scary than a bump in the night.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that the reason I think ghost movies could be more scary, I have more genuine, realistic fear after watching a documentary on how someone murdered a bunch of people and how easy it was than, a ghost possibly, dragging me out of my bed in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
But, when I'm home alone, it both times is why I have that fear is because I'm vulnerable. And there's nothing I can do about it. There's stuff I can do to try to prevent it, but ultimately, if it wants, there's not a whole lot I can do about it.
Yeah, like turn your lights on, don't put your feet over the bed. Yeah.
Stuff things under my bed.
Yeah.
So nothing can get under.
Ain't nothing getting under my bed, man.
Yeah.
There's a Nintendo under there and a bunch of wires.
Oh. Stockpile of guns, No, that was a good topic. Are you done with yours?
Yeah.
Mine's going to be real lame compared to your two topics. It is movie related, though. So I'm not sure if this is true or not, or what I remember of it, but at some point, someone was making a Lord of the Rings television show? Or am I making that up?
I heard it was Amazon.
Or are they making it?
That's what I heard.
Okay, so my question is related to that. If you were to make a Lord of the Rings TV show, how would you make that good? Because I don't know. Unless you try to make it like Game of Thrones, in my brain, it's hard for me to grasp. Like Middle Earth, it's this big epic thing, but then when you put something that big to television, unless it's on like HBO, but even then, it could have some corny, dumb thing. Because even Game of Thrones has some corny, dumb stuff in it. And even The Hobbit was terrible. But how do you get it to basically be Lord of the Rings and not The Hobbit and make it be good? You know what I mean?
I think you do what they did with Shadow of Mordor, and you take a story and set it in that universe that is not part of the source material, but can move and flow independently in that source material.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. If is it the Lord of the Rings story, or is it just
They can't do
Lord Middle Earth tale?
I think it has to be something like that. It's got to be like they did in Shadow of Mordor. It's a new guy, nowhere in the story, but throw him in the middle of the Battle of the Five Armies. Throw him in Minas Tirith during the Mordor raids. You know, just
Yeah.
don't try to lock down yourself with source material. Like, don't cast a Frodo that you have to tell the story again that the trilogy already told. But have it set in that universe during that time, familiar characters everybody knows. I think it could work.
There's a lot they can pull from the Silmarillion too. I don't think that's what they're gonna do because they would
too many name languages.
Yeah, because they have a lot of just random stories in there, but I want to say I heard somewhere it had something to do with actually one of the stories from the Silmarillion, which was in the Lord of the Rings. It was just like a folk song at that point, but it was about the love story between the two people.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm reading up on what it could be, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. It's what Tolkien put on him and his wife's tombstones, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Baron and Luthien.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think. I mean, I heard that's what it could be. I don't know if that's true. I don't believe most of the rumors I hear.
Yeah, there's all kind of other side books that Christopher Tolkien finished, like Children of Fear and stuff. So, I mean, there's stuff there that they can use. Just don't retell the trilogy.
Yeah. I hope that's not what it is. I really do.
So it is confirmed that Lord of the Rings TV show will be a prequel, and they're saying that it could possibly be a young Aragorn story.
Oh.
And because he's already 87 by the time of the Fellowship, that they have years of his life that they can draw off of.
So much cooler stuff that they can
I know.
Prior to The Hobbit.
I know. Because none of the actors who played in the other movie said that they would be in it. But let's even say that this is what's going to happen. It's a young Aragorn story, like young Indiana Jones. How do you make that good? How do you possibly... Because I don't know if it's going to be... And Peter Jackson will be involved, actually, believe it or not. But he was involved in The Hobbit as well, which wasn't great. So, is it going to be good? But how? But I think it... Whatever, but how could you make it good? That's my question. How could you possibly make it good?
Everything I hated about The Hobbit was stuff that they just threw in there. It had nothing to do with the story and wasn't relevant to the overall point of the quest.
Yeah.
So that's what scares me, is they're going to make up a totally new story. They're not going to do a good job of it. They're not going to do a good job researching it. And they're going to cast dorky, handsome, weird guy.
Well, my phone has not been ringing. They haven't called me yet.
Nick, I'd watch it if you were in it. Definitely.
They've been asking for headshots, so I got to get those in
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think...
with the glasses off.
Yeah, glasses off, definitely.
Or contacts.
Aragorn definitely didn't want glasses. I don't know, man. It could be good if Peter Jackson wasn't attached. It could be good.
Yeah.
He did a good job with the Lord of the Rings, but The Hobbit.
But then he got greedy and he started throwing in all the necromancer stuff. And,
Well, like they had to push it out to 3 movies because they wanted another trilogy.
They wanted money.
Yeah, which it shouldn't have been a trilogy. It's one book.
The last film, I think, lost money because.
Really?
I really think it did.
That's awesome. Man, that last movie.
The advertising budget pushed it over the threshold of making money.
Oh,
man. Like,
that's how DC keeps losing money on movies.
Yeah. But, like, what's crazy, I think I hate the Hobbit movies more than I hate episode 1, 2, and 3, actually. I actually think I hate them more.
Too.
Because I can actually sit through episode 3 and be okay. Like, and not, like, just sit there and seethe in anger the whole time. Like, Anakin did in the movie. Anyway, terrible joke. But The Hobbit it's so bad in every single scene. Similar to episode 1, but like even the action scenes suck. There's nothing in the Hobbit movies that I felt was good. Maybe the first one when all the dwarves are singing that song about the mountain. That was like the only part I liked, really.
Yeah.
Wow,
I think it was shot poorly. It was shot at 60 frames per second. I think.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That was so
it
stupid.
Looks like trash.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh man. And the dwarves just weren't done correctly. They were all trying to be Goofy Gimli. Hey,
they're very
Goofy.
caricature-esque.
Yeah, emo Oakenshield.
Yeah. So they should have been more reflective, and they should have been both angry and solemn and humble at the same time. You know what I mean? They should have been more contemplative than goofy, and maybe have like 2 dwarves be goofy.
Yeah, and well, in the book, Thorin just kind of takes advantage of Bilbo.
Yeah.
In the happenstance around Bilbo, Thorin just takes advantage of it.
Yeah.
It's not there in the movies.
Yeah.
He's just like.
Yeah. That's true. And I didn't like Bilbo in the Hobbit movies.
I liked him in the first movie.
Yeah.
He was great in the first movie. And then it got worse as the trilogy rolled on.
It was almost like, why do you need him after a certain point? Because like in the second one, like it should have been him and Smaug, and that was it. And then they all have this weird, stupid, goofy battle in his lair that shouldn't have.
Oh, the statue and the gold pool.
I think about that scene more than any other scene in the whole series, and it's so appalling and bad. They're like, oh, we need to give Benedict Cumberbatch more time to talk or more lines, so we're going to have him chase him around and go, I'm going to get you. Like,
why did they have to mocap that performance?
Oh, they did?
They mocap the small performance. You didn't know that?
Oh, that's terrible.
That's like another $30 million on the budget.
You just wanted to outdo Andy Serkis or whatever his name. Andy Serkis, I mean. Not Andy Serkis. That's actually a different human being altogether. But man, the Planet of the Apes movies were awesome. Planet of the Apes movies, the new ones, are actually really good. I really enjoyed the ride of those movies. But yeah, so y'all have no hope for Lord of the Rings TV show?
Now that I know the premise, no.
What was that, David?
Skeptical at best.
Yeah. Okay, well that's the end of my... Not as good. Weirdly not as depressing as the stuff we talked about, whatever y'all talked about, but
yeah.
It's
funny how what's the first episode where we did all video games related?
I did comic books
related.
Yeah.
Oh no, you did comics. Okay, never mind.
And we talked about Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. So what's our last weird topic going to be, David? I guess that'll be you that.
Yeah, the go-to.
The go-to weird topic person.
I have a random comment, and from my research, I know what the word bump stands for. When people put bump in threads, and that could
put it back to the top.
Yeah, I know. I never knew why people did that because
you never sold anything on Facebook.
No, never. And
what?
I mean, I guess I have a segue kind of from my topic, not to overdo y'all topic. Scary video games compared to scary movies.
No.
More on the psychological level, though. Because a movie, you're experiencing it, there's nothing you can do. In a video game, you have unlimited tries. Even if you're the one in the driver's seat, if you do the same thing 20 times in a row, it's not scary anymore.
Right. I think I like some horror games, but I don't seek out the horror genre.
Right.
And most of the horror stuff I have is more action oriented.
That's true. The only games I've really played that were just horror, not so much action, were the Silent Hill games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Amnesia, Dark
Amnesia, right? Yeah.
Machine for Pigs. Those games are fine, but I didn't
like Amnesia.
I couldn't even play Outlast because all you're doing is running around collecting stuff, and I couldn't get into it compared to the other games, I guess, because in a real life situation, you wouldn't just let the monster get you. I guess I don't know.
You could argue
Alien
that's what
Isolation is kind of like that too.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you could argue that's what the Silent Hill games are. You're just running around getting stuff.
that's
Yeah,
true. But
Silent
you
Hill. Yeah, but there's puzzles and stuff. And stuff.
Yeah.
and you could beat them to death.
Yeah,
if
and
you
Resident
need
Evil
to,
as well. Yeah.
with a piece of wood and a nail in it.
I'm disappointed, David. I thought this topic was gonna be about food again. So I'm very
I
disappointed
can
in
make
you.
more topics about food.
No, I can make more topics about food, but
we all could make.
but that was
Yeah,
our
I'm,
last.
I'm cooking now.
Oh,
There's
I know.
food cooking in the kitchen.
Our next
That's true.
episode should be just about food. That'd be great. All right,
Food review.
yes. All right, I think that's the end of the episode. I think that was good.
Hooray!
I enjoyed it.
Hooray.
Do y'all have anything to plug or to say before we leave?
I am going to be working Monday through Friday, 7 to 4,
Mm-hmm.
all week.
Mm-hmm. David.
I'm gonna also be working,
Mm-hmm.
but 8 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of want to go play the Slenderman game, even though it's terrible. But I'm in the mood for a scary game.
Mm. I watched the Slenderman movie, and it was really, really, really bad. It was one of the
I
worst
knew it.
movies
I
I have ever
I
seen
figured it would
in
be.
my entire life.
That was the worst trailer I'd ever seen in my life.
Jeez.
I think I told you that whenever I've seen it.
Yes.
It was the worst trailer.
It was because of the controversy that happened. They couldn't show gore in it, so any violence they took out of it.
That
It
sounds
was.
fun for a horror
It
movie.
was, and there was nothing happened. You didn't know the characters. There was no plot. It was just random stuff happening on film. Go to Game Rating Review. And all social medias, and I guess better luck next time.
Better luck next
Better luck next time.
We'll do better. We'll do better
We'll
next
do way
time.
better.
We'll talk about food.